Finish the cabinet by installing casing around the jamb recess. Bisect the angle to find the needed cut. In this case, 20.5 degrees. Cut the piece to length using a coping saw and block plane. Use a scrap piece to fit the joint. Nail it in place using a 1/4 inch reveal to the casing. Use a pin nail or a 4-penny nail to install the inside edge. Keep nails at least 2 to 3 inches away from the ends of each piece to avoid splitting. Install the top piece of casing, taking care to get a good fit at the joint. Use a block plane or sanding block to backbevel the piece slightly so that the faces will be touching. Be sure to glue a joint like this one. There's a strong tendency for these to open up over time. Measure the length of casing to find the bottom angle. It will be the reverse angle of the upper corner. Cut this piece and install. Glue these joints together for strength. The bottom is installed the same way, using a pin nail at the casing. Use a 2.5 inch nail at the outer edge of the trim to reach through the drywall into the framing. Place your nails every 16 inches apart. Make a piece of trim 3/4 by 3/4 inches and install it where the cabinet meets the recessed jamb. A low voltage lighting system will accent the cabinet, providing additional light when the drawers are open. The lights can be surface mounted, but recessing them gives a cleaner look. These lights are 2.5 inches in diameter. Drill an access hole for the connecting cord. The connection system and the transformer locations are different for each brand. Always follow manufacturer's recommendations when assembling and installing any electrical components. The connections are made through an access hole in the top of the cabinet. Insert the light into the drilled hole. Some brands have clips. These are friction fit. They will be controlled by a dimmer switch on the wall. Verify your electrical connections by testing the light before proceeding any further. Carefully insert the drawers in the cabinet, then test fit each one, verifying that each set of hardware operates properly. Use temporary screws to connect the drawer fronts as we showed you earlier. Do one drawer at a time to make placement adjustments as you go. I began in the center of this unit, then worked out from there. Level the adjacent drawer fronts, checking the margins between them. These were designed for 3/8 inch margins. Use shims to set the height and follow the vertical margins to maintain alignment. This method provides straight lines, consistent margins, and an easy way to make adjustments as you go. Once the drawer fronts are attached permanently, the pulls can be installed. A countersink and short screws are all that's needed to permanently attach the drawer fronts to the drawers. Drill carefully to ensure that the screws attach to the solid lumber frame of the drawer panel. They may need to be angled slightly to give some space to the edge of the drawer box. Insert the screws and snug them. Set the torque on your cordless drill to assure they don't strip out. Make sure that the length of the screw doesn't come to the face of the cabinet. The drawer front is attached with 4 screws, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. The polished brass drawer pulls will provide a nice accent for the maple cabinets. These pulls came with screws that were only long enough to go through a single panel drawer front. Because our design has the front attached to the box, these screws won't work. Purchase longer screws from a hardware store rather than attempting to recess the short ones provided. Now that the drawer fronts are secured to the cabinet, remove the temporary drywall screws from the drawer front. Use these same holes for the drawer hardware. Drill a pilot hole all the way through the drawer front and box. Make it slightly larger than the screws to allow enough room to let them pass through without being forced. Insert the long machine screws from the inside of the drawer and attach one side of the pull. Install the other side by carefully bringing the screw through the front, pushing it back with your finger, then move the hardware onto the protruding screw and tighten. Make certain the screws seat squarely in the pull. These can easily strip out and ruin the hardware. Tighten them firmly and attach the rest of the pulls the same way. Install each drawer in the full extension slides. They must be pushed in firmly to seat all the way. Pull them in and out to test the alignment. They should all work as smoothly as this one. This drawer has a sliding desktop that provides a drawing place for the children. Cut side runners out of scrap stock and edge band one side. Countersink the 1¼ inch screws and install them from the outer side of the drawer. 2 screws on each side will be enough to hold the guides in place. The desktop was cut from 3/4 inch plywood and edge banded. Then a hole drilled through one end for a finger grip. The top is short enough to provide access to art materials stored underneath. The cabinets and drawers were given a light sanding, followed by 2 coats of fast-drying polyurethane for protection. The clear finish allows the natural beauty of the maple to show through and can stand up to years of heavy use. In addition to providing extensive storage, this project has transformed the appearance of this basement space. A further enhancement to the space was the installation of this great-looking wood stair railing. You can see how we built this project in the companion video, Decorating with Wood.